everybody! So today is going to be all about planning. Before school starts, maybe a week or two before, I love to just sit down, carve out a chunk of time for me to just focus on the curriculum and what the students are going to be learning. And so today I'm going to show you how I kind of get started with that entire process. I'm kind of one of those teachers that gets so excited about this particular part of teaching, and I do kind of make it a special time. So in the beginning of the year, I do like to sit down and just be at a calm and peaceful environment. There are a few things that I need to get started, and the very first being is the planner. So I have the Erin Condren planner this year. I'm kind of excited about this because I've never had one before. So it's my 4th year teaching, and I've always had a different type of planner every year. The first year was like a Lakeshore $5 planner. Second year was a Plum design planner. She's actually a local in San Diego. Third year was done all online, and this is my 4th year, and I decided to kind of splurge just because I wasn't all too happy with the planners before. They did the job, but I definitely wanted something a little bit more. And so when I saw the planner at Staples, I kind of freaked out a little bit. If you were following me on Snapchat, then you kind of saw. So yeah, so I decided to go ahead and get it. I think this particular one was $45. I don't know how much. I think it may go for a little bit more online, but if you have one, I mean, you probably love it. I can already tell I'm gonna love it because it has so many more pages that I can use. So there are a few more things that I actually need for the beginning of the year planning session. The next thing I need is a computer or an iPad. Today I'm going to be using an iPad. This is just for quick searches, anything that I'm looking for, anything that, let's say I'm thinking about doing a science project, I'll look it up on here and I'll jot down some notes. So this is totally necessary. You can also have your phone, that works as well. And I also need our school calendar that has all the events, holidays, just everything on here. And so this is definitely going to be in my planner. And another thing I cannot live without, and I'm so thankful my school has this, it's our curriculum pacing guide. So the entire 1st grade team gets together. We have a really awesome team. And at the end of the year, we kind of decide on what worked well, what didn't, what can stay, and so we update our curriculum guide, and it's like 22 pages long. So we do update it, and it's week by week, so it tells you exactly what we're going to be learning for all the ELA standards, math standards, science, social studies, and any tests or benchmarks that come up. And so everything's on here, so this is a complete must before you start planning. If you need this to plan, because as a teacher, if you plan day by day or week by week, your instruction is not going to be as effective as if you have something more cohesive and a plan to go forward. Another thing you can have, but is totally not necessary, is our stickers for planning. I'm a total junkie for making things look pretty, and so I have this Erin Condren book for stickers, planner stickers, and so I love it. I'll link it down below where you can get it and how much it is. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it has really cool stickers on there and I love it. And lastly, I have my little excuse me. So I have my little pencil case, and in my pencil case I have very important things. So I don't know where I got this. It might have been from Daiso. It's like a Japanese dollar store. If you're from LA or San Diego, you're well aware. But in my little pencil case, I have a lead pencil. I don't like to use non-mechanical pencils. I like the precision of the point. I have one pen. I always keep it in here so I don't lose it. I have an eraser stick, 4 Papermate markers, and these are bomb.com. Catherine, one of the teachers here, actually used these, and I saw them and I fell in love, so I have them. Highlighter, what is this? Correction tape, Post-its, and a few paper clips, a few different types of paper clips. I have this kind, and then just regular paper clips. I also like to plan using washi tape. So if I have like a week's worth of vacation time, I'll put this washi tape right along that date, and then I'll write vacation. So I'll show you later how I do that. Okay, so let's get started. At this point, I try not to overwhelm myself because I do have so much in front of me. But the very first thing I try to do is just look through my planner and see what's in it and see what pages there are. I will have a Post-it and pencil on hand. So if I see a page I like for a certain something, I'm gonna jot that down and leave the note. I'm not gonna make any like final decisions until I have looked through all the pages. I'm gonna open it up, and the first page is the teacher's lesson planner. This is my life. So there's an all about me page with usernames and passwords and access codes for websites. This is very wonderful. There's a classroom volunteers area, so I'll write down the parents that volunteer, their info there. Special events and field trips, I'll probably cross that out because I'll have a special area somewhere else for that and use that for something else. Helpful hints for the substitute. I already have a substitute binder, so I don't need that. But this is nice. Holidays, dates to remember. Birthdays. I'll have a birthday poster up on the wall, so I don't think I'll fill that out. Okay, so it says absentee log. I might use this just for students that missed a school day and they also missed a test that day too. So I'll write their information down so I could remind them or remember to give them a test. So I'm gonna write down missed test absent. And then now I see graph pages. So there are blank graph pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages. Okay, so I already know that 2 of the pages are going to be for seat arrangements because I always need paper to write seat arrangements, and I don't want to lose the first, second, third seat arrangements because I don't want the kids sitting next to someone they've sat down before. I want them to kind of get to know new kids and like work with new kids. So I'll keep this in here so I can always go back to it. So the next 2 pages I'll probably have for field trip groups. We go on like 6 or 7 field trips, and each field trip the kids are partnered up with someone. That's just how I like to have it done. And sometimes I like to look back and see which kids partnered and which kids did well with a certain student and which did not. That way I'll know better for the next field trip. So I'll keep this for that. So field trip partner list. I don't know what I'm going to do with the next few graph pages, but I'm going to keep going. So it says here, plan your year, long range planning. So I might write out the different units I'm teaching each month. So units of instruction. So if I'm doing Halloween unit in October, then I'll write Halloween dates. Next step are the months. So each month has editable spaces. Oh, and I like that each month comes with a note page. Let's skip all the months. So here are the lessons. I am loving all the colors. So I'll skip all this because they're all the same. And then it has checklists. Okay, so there's 6 pages of checklists. This is amazing. Oh, I love it because then I don't have to have a separate binder for checklists for homework, math tests, blah, blah, blah. It's just all in one place. I love it. For this one checklist, I'm gonna have weekly homework checks. For the second page, I will have math test scores. Everything is stored online on our Google Drive, but if a parent walks in and they want to know how the kid is doing right away, I can easily open this up and show them how they did on the last test compared to the first one, and so it's just that much easier for me. Okay, so on this page we'll have ELA scores, so DRA, STAR, and like the benchmark performance tasks. On this page I'll have like a random checklist for all school reports, because you know how the office sends out stuff and they want it back. I'll probably keep that for this, and then I can also add permission slips on here. Okay, so next what Erin Condren did was provide teachers with stickers. I love stickers. So it's 2 pages of stickers that have already been typed on, and then you have 2 empty stickers. Ooh, so Erin Condren also gave us 2 pockets, so I'll probably put my curriculum guide in one and my school calendar in the other. Okay, so now that I have designated spots for whatever I need for the empty pages, I'm gonna really try to go in and write those out in pen. So I have my pens here. And I'm gonna go and try to do those really quickly. Okay, so I wrote out the designated pages, and now I'm gonna go to the month. I'm gonna start in August, and basically I would like to go to the notes page, and I think maybe separate that page into 3 different parts using my washi tape. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to separate like one side for to-dos, one side for important events, and then one side just empty part of the page so I can write notes if I need during the PLCs. So this is how I divided up this page. This is to-dos, important dates, and then an empty side just for notes. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for all of them. Now that I finished sectioning off those note pages, I am going to actually stay in the month and take out my school calendar. And at this point, I take my sweet time and I write out all the months, and I write out all the different events that happen for every month. So this usually takes me anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. So I'm gonna do this on my end, but I'm not gonna record it because it takes such a long time. Now that I finished updating the month, I think I can move on to the lessons. So the lessons definitely is not something I fill out completely front to back from the very beginning. So this is the part that I update a lot every week. But I have my planning guide, so it's not like I'm making things up as I go every week. For the beginning of the year, I plan for the first 2-3 weeks. So here is what the weekly planner looks. I'm going to start by writing week 1 in the corner, and I'm going to do week 2, week 3, week 4. I'll also write the date, so I know that the first day back is going to be August 24th. Yes, August 24th, and that's going to be a Wednesday. And then I'm just going to write out the dates. So for planning the first couple of weeks, you actually need one more thing, and it's your daily agenda or your daily schedule. What do you usually do in your day? What times? What subjects? And so I grabbed it real quick. And so I'm going to look at my calendar and try to section it off by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts. Oh, and I always do this in pencil. And if you're confused as to what I'm speaking about, it's the very top part where it says subject, time. That's what I'm trying to fill out. And I do it in pencil because sometimes I move a certain like subject around, or I take it out completely, or I remodel it or rename it to something else. And so I never want to do that in pen throughout the entire year because it usually does change. Okay, so I'll section my day out into 7 parts, and then I'll put it in the gray spaces. And then once I have that, I'll copy that onto the next couple of weeks. And so yes, so that's what I'll be doing now. So I am having a bit of difficulty because I have the written out one on from last year, but I have updated it this summer and it's online on my Google Drive, and so I don't have that in front of, oh, what do you know? Look at this. So this is the perfect time for me to use my iPad because the updated version of my schedule is on my Google Drive. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, so here is my updated version. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm gonna just go off of that. And no matter what, my updated version still always tends to be upgraded with time, and I'm fine with that. So basically I separated the day into the first 2 weeks. Mind you, this is the first 2 weeks, so things could change. But I separated them into reading, ELA, daily 5, writing, math, specials, which include science, social studies, computer, Spanish, all those other things, and family meeting at the end of the day. So basically, I mean, if you've taught anything, you know that the first 2 to 5 weeks of every school year is basically procedures, especially kindergarten, first grade. And so during these subject times, I'm not necessarily going to be teaching content, but I'm going to be teaching, okay, during reading time, what do we do? How do we sit? What are the procedures? I'll do mini assessments within each subject. So this will continue on for about 2 weeks. So like during the daily 5 chunk, like I'm gonna break it up into different days. This day we're gonna learn how to do reading to ourselves. The next day we're gonna do reading to our partner. The next day would be writing. So basically teaching them all the different procedures, and then like next week or the following week we'll actually have to practice those procedures. So it's a lot of that for the first 2 weeks. Same goes for writing. How do we do writing workshops? What are the expectations? And during this time, I'll also set a bigger chunk of family meeting time every single day. Even though I have it every day regardless, it'll be a much larger chunk because that's when I want to talk about I guess behavioral expectations of what what the kids, how the kids should interact with one another, why they're in school, why kindness matters, and we definitely do speak about all the character traits during that family meeting, and so I'll touch upon those a lot for the next a few weeks. And so this is something I'll definitely do off camera because I'm trying to gather my resources, and so it's just gonna take too long, and so I'll be able to do that later. But that's pretty much what I do, and I'm sure you'll find your own way of figuring out how to start your day, how to start your year. So once I do this, I'm pretty much ready to go to the very end of the book. So it's basically the checklist. So you have your student checklist for homework, whatever you want. So I don't have a list of my students yet, so I'm gonna wait to get those, and then I'll start writing their names, and then as time goes on, I'll fill in the dates at the top, I'll write their test scores, and so I'll keep this organized. But that's pretty much it for the start of the year planning. I'll do this at the beginning of every year, and then I'll just feel so much more confident throughout the year because I have everything in here. I have all the dates, all the information I need, and so I hope this was helpful. If it is, give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment below. Let me know what planner you use and how you like it, especially if you use the Erin Condren. Tell me how you feel about this. That's about it, so I'll see y'all next time.